Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Phatcat and this is the YouTube channel where we get into the topics of astrology, spirituality, self-development, sound healing and so much more. And today we're going to get into the Venus placement in the zodiac sign of Libra, and what does that mean if you or a loved one of yours, your partner or your potential partner has their Venus in Libra, in the sign of Libra. So firstly, let's get into Libra itself, okay? Libra is also called Tula Rashi in the Vedic astrology, and obviously in this video we're only going to be covering the basics of it. I'm not going to go into details because I'm also learning as I go along, although I'm really fascinated about all this astrology. So Libra is a cardinal air sign, okay, a cardinal air sign. So it does the maintenance job among the air sign zodiac signs, right? And it is the balancer. It is symbolized by the scales, and it is the balancer of the zodiac, right? It is the sign that is always analyzing situations to see, to make sure that nobody is, let's say, ignored in a situation, or nothing is missed out, and to make sure that there is a certain quality of equality and an understanding between everyone. Okay, so Libra is really interested in connecting people, bringing diverse peoples together, and Libra is very interested in balancing the scales wherever they're at. So whether it's the internal scales of themselves, so where they're balancing their mental and physical well-being, or the balancing their work with play, or whether it is with the external environment, which is to do with like other people, they like to balance their relationships, they like to balance their work life and love life and their playtime. They like to balance opinions as well. Opinions and values are also constantly being balanced and juggled by the Libra. Okay, so Libra is also an air sign, which means that it is dominated by the mental realm. It's all about the mind, right? It's all about the knowledge base, and obviously typically it's a smart sign, and it also doesn't give way to too much emotionality, being an air sign. Okay, so what else can we talk about Libra in general? Okay, Libra is, as I said, they're very well balanced. So whatever they do in life, okay, whatever they're doing, if they're eating food, they're going to eat it in moderation, right? If they're doing exercise, they'll exercise in moderation. Okay, if they are partying, they'll party for sure, but again they'll party in moderation. So Libras, where I feel this similarity they carry with Virgos, is that Libras just know where to say no, or when to stop themselves from excess behavior or any kind of excess. It's not in their nature to be excessive in any manner. They like to keep a certain homeostasis, internal homeostasis. What is that? It's water. Okay. I was like, what is that? Okay, so they like to keep an internal homeostasis at all times, and they're very good at that. Okay, so when it comes to Venus and Libra, though, also Libra is ruled by Venus, okay, the planet of love, the planet of pleasure, the planet of liquid money, yeah, the planet of relationships. So Libra being ruled by Venus means that there is already an affinity, right? So Venus feels comfortable in Libra, or you can say Libra feels comfortable in Venus, because they're already like, there's already a relationship, ongoing relationship between the two, right? There's already an affinity going on. So this is a beautiful placement. And going into the Venus in Libra, Venus and Libras tend to be very romantic. Now this may seem counter to their very like more of a analytical and cerebral way of being, but Libras, Venus and Libras do fantasize about having this really romantic relationship. So again, it does go to the mental sphere, because they are mentally, somewhere fantasizing of this kind of connection. Okay, Venus and Libras can actually create a fairy tale romance around them if their partner allows them to do so, and that's what they crave for. They crave for like an perfect or an ideal sort of a connection or a relationship in their heart of hearts. Okay, I would say Venus and Libras, they are romantic at hearts. They really, really like those so-called cliche behaviors, so-called cliche displays of affection. They really like that, and they love receiving gifts. They love receiving compliments. They love dressing up for their partner. They love cooking up something, cooking up a beautiful meal for their partner. They love candlelit dinners. They love roses. So in all the textbook ways, they make the perfect romantic partner. Okay, and that's the fantasy that they have as well. Okay, Venus in Libra is going to be a charmer. They're going to charm your pants off, and they're going to be big flirts. Okay, so Venus in Libra will be very good with their words, will be very smooth with their actions. Okay, and they will also not overgive. They will not overwhelm you. At the same time, they're going to make sure you know that they are attracted to you. So it's this combination of, I'm going to be really sassy, I'm going to be upfront and sassy, but I'm also going to be sort of coquettish, so that you come chasing after me. So they have that back and forth sort of energy going on with them at all times. So they're like, they're always like, you know they live for that flirtation. They live for the mental banter. They live for that playful exchange. Okay, and they really like their potential partner to be up to that. So the potential partner has to also be good at flirting. They should be well put together. They should be able to have interesting comebacks, and they should also be successful. Because for a Venus in Libra, they are a very practical sign, right? Libra is a very practical sign. So for a Venus in Libra, uh, as much as they're romantic, they really, really need to respect their partner. And the way that they're going to respect their partner is if their partner has a certain social standing, if the partner is skilled at if the partner is skilled and talented, they're good at what they do. That's a huge turn on for Venus in Libra. If their partner can partner up with them, grow with them, if they can build something together. So in many ways, Venus in Libra, as romantic as they are, they really require partners who can meet them in the middle. They really require partners who can compromise, and they really require partners who are well put together, stylish, charming, and successful, even if it's in an alternative way. So that person does not have to be like perfectly typically handsome, but if they're handsome to a Venus in Libra, that's what matters. Okay, so Venus in Libra really, yeah, they really like those worldly charmers, the people who are worldly and charming, who are smart, who are up to date, who keep up with the newest technology and the newest trends, who understand how the world works around them, who are very good with what they do, who have refined their skills, who are developing their skills, who appear like who a lot of people enjoy and like to be around. So Venus in Libra is super social. They love bringing diverse people together. They love being a sort of amateur diplomat, because that's the thing. They're very diplomatic. They are able to sweet talk anybody, and somehow they may not be able to speak the truth directly, but they don't believe in hurting anybody's feelings. So they kind of take everybody's viewpoints into consideration, and then they try to keep a very balanced outlook and give that balanced outlook back. So they're like the mediators and the diplomats of the zodiac, and because of that, um, yeah, they really also enjoy having partners who are sociable, who are friendly, who are likable, whose social skills are well developed. Like a huge turn off for a Venus in Libra is somebody who's like socially inept, whose social skills are lacking, or somebody who is extreme in any form, like who is extremely rebellious, or somebody who's extremely antisocial. These are like huge turn offs for a Venus in Libra. Venus in Libra will just be picking at their fingers, like fingernails, like what is going on, like why am I even here, right? They really, really need you to kind of put on an act for them. And I'm not saying this in a negative way, but they need you to kind of put on a parade, or put on a show for them, because they like all that glitters, they like the fun, they like the fairy tale, they like the magic. Okay, and they are also huge lovers of beauty. So another very important thing for a Venus in a Libra is that um, is aesthetics. You know, is style and aesthetics, and um, how something works with something else, right? When they look at something, it has to be symmetrical for a Venus in Libra. It has to be balanced, the composition has to be balanced, the colors have to be tempered in some form. Okay, so they are huge admirers of beauty, and they also try to put that beauty into everything they do in their own daily life. So let's say when they're cooking a meal, they'll make sure that meal is super balanced. It's not too salty, it's not too sweet, it's got the right amount of masala, you know. Or when they're dressing up, you know, it's the dressing style of a Venus in Libra is going to be very elegant. It's going to be elegant, but it's not going to be in your face at all. It's going to be elegant, it's going to be sophisticated, it's going to have nice coordination. So let's say like the bag and the earrings match perfectly, or the texture of the bag and the texture of the shoes match perfectly. So there will be like matching elements, and um there'll be like this feeling of perfectly having put together everything, because that's what a Venus in Libra likes to do. They like to put things together in a seamless fashion, and they again want to make sure that no element is clashing. They want to make sure that no element is a little much, is excessive, you know. So even when it comes to art, when it comes to architecture, you know, when it comes to design, Venus in Libra will thrive in all of these areas. But at the same time, Venus in Libra really likes to put a certain framework to things, a structure to things. Okay, Venus in Libra is not the biggest fan of in your face PDA, anything that is too much, anything that's like any kind of extreme emotion is a turn off for a Venus in Libra, is what I can say. So, for example, if you go to them and you say, "Hey, I really like you," and then you cling to them and you're going on like telling them how much you like them, it's a huge turn off for them, because you're not giving them space to be themselves, and you're not. They need the back and forth, okay, and you're not allowing any space for back and forth. You're just pushing your energy into them. So Venus in Libra does not like any excessive displays of emotion. They don't like sappiness. They don't like they don't like if you're being corny. They don't like if you're not smart. They need stimulating conversations as well, because they are intellectuals as well. So they need you to have conversations that actually stir them up. You know, stir up their brain, makes them think, and makes them feel on their toes. And like in that sense, I feel there's a lot of similarities between Venus in Libra and Venus in Gemini, because they're both very flirtatious, fun loving, and they love the mental banter. And so I would say that a great pairing would also be Venus in Libra and Venus in Gemini, um, because of the mental wavelengths would totally match. Yeah, but yeah, so this is the thing with Venus and Libra. Everything has to be measured, everything has to be well balanced, and it's not that they're unforgiving. The thing is, if they are big compromises, they'll compromise anytime that you need them to do that. They will compromise, they'll make those compromises for you. But eventually, if you are somebody who is narcissistic, or you are somebody who's all about yourself all the time, or if you're somebody who's very needy or clingy or desperate for love, all these any kind of extreme, just like they're not going to be able to handle it. But when it comes to love and relationships, Venus in Libra is more than willing to compromise and do their share of work and pitch in, and that's exactly what they're expecting from you as well. So all that they want from you is to meet in the middle. They don't want you to agree with them all the time. They don't want you to they don't want you to be a sycophant to their opinions and values. And the truth is, Venus in Libra doesn't have very strong and solid opinions and values. That's the other thing. But they definitely want you to also do the work. They want you to put in the efforts in whatever it could be, like making them a nice meal or taking them out on a date. And again, when it comes to the kind of dates that they like, they really do like the cliche kind of dates. They really like things like gifting them a bouquet of lilies, like gifts. They love gifts. Gifting them a necklace, or going shopping together, going to a very beautiful a candlelit dinner at a beautiful restaurant, where the setting is very well put together and sophisticated and nice. As they are lovers of beauty, if you take them around, in and around places and spaces of beauty, and this doesn't have to be nature so much as just beauty, then they're going to be very happy, they're going to be very content with that. And they love being complimented, they love words of affirmation, they love being told how smart they are or how pretty they are. They really like the light-hearted stuff. So they're not looking for a lot in relationships, but they're looking for those little social etiquettes to be actually fulfilled. They really need they need you to maintain a certain decorum and have a certain level of social etiquette. They don't want to be embarrassed by you. That's the important thing for a Venus in Libra, as shallow as that sounds. Okay, so that's the thing. On the shadow side for a Venus in Libra, they can be like very flirtatious, to the point where, well, they're not just interested in you, they're interested in multiple people. And even while they're dating you, if they're not serious about you, they're definitely also dating other people or seeing other people. For them, that's a very fluid thing, and they're not going to apologize for doing that. That's just in their nature to be very sociable and communicate with multiple love interests at the same time, until they find somebody who's actually worth separating out of the herd. Until then, for them, they're bored and they want to have some fun. It's that kind of a thing. They're very, very light-hearted in that sense when it comes to love. And as romantic as they are, and as much as they're going to spin their fantasies around you, if they feel like you're not up to the mark when it comes to a serious relationship, they're going to have multiple people that they're seeing, and you'll have to be okay with that as well. Okay. And the other thing with Venus and Libra is sometimes they can come off as detached and shallow, like they're not the most emotional. Even if they understand you on a mental level, they're not going to give you that emotional depth, and that yeah, they're not going to go very deep with you emotionally. If that's what you're looking for, they're not the right sign for you to date, because they like to keep things on top. Like, they like to be on top of the game, and they like to yeah, they really like the social stuff. They really like the rules and regulations of society as it is, and they like actually adding layers onto that. So they like dressing it up, or they like playing around with it, and they like refining that stuff. So if you're like the deep dive soul diver who wants to go deep into the ocean of your emotions, like, count them out, because they want to like build up from land up, like onto the land, like make beautiful structures and fountains and a garden, the parks, and like paintings. And that's their world. That's their world. They love that. They just love that. They love information, they love knowledge, they love socializing. So the another shadow side for the Venus in Libra is um, that they're very indecisive. This is also Libra quality, actually. So they're very indecisive. They usually can't make up their mind, and this can make them seem like they don't have a backbone, and can be frustrating to somebody who has strong values. And like, let's say you're like super, you care a lot about something, a cause, and then a Venus in Libra is going to keep hedging. They're not going to It's going to be hard to gain their full support, because they're going to be like, but this, but that, but this. And it's very hard for Venus and Libra to fully make up their mind. They never really fully make up their mind, and they don't believe in that. So if you're somebody who's very resolute on certain things, then it might be hard. That might become problematic, because they really just they like to, yeah, play. They like to play with things. And that's why I would say Venus and Gemini is also a great match. And even fire signs can be a good match for Venus in Libra. Yeah, 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 yeah. So what else? Yeah, fashion wise, I already got into their fashion. They like things to be classy, they like things to be elegant. And yeah, they can be a little too diplomatic at times. They can be a little yeah, a little too much on the fence, frustrating for their friends and lovers sometimes. But otherwise, I would say overall, they're just like these really charming, easygoing, happy-go-lucky, skillful, um, gossipy sometimes. Yeah, these kind of charmers and social butterflies who it's very easy to get along with, and to have very interesting conversations with. and who see things from many different points of view, and who are very moderate in their approach to life. And that's what you're looking for. Venus in Libra is the one for you. So that's all I have for you guys today for Venus in Libra, and I hope to see you in my next YouTube video. If you liked, please comment, please share, please like, please subscribe, and until next time, papillons, bye.